Welcome to the Read Along,
a mini book club for your ears.
I'm your host, Scott.
I'm your other host, Anita.
And join us on a journey through a good book,
One chapter at a time.
Do you like talking about movies? Do you like talking about mediocre movies? Do you like talking about how you could have fixed mediocre movies? Well, I certainly do, and you can listen to me, Scott C. Bourgeois, along with my co-hosts Greg Beaver and Liam Creswick, as we give our notes in I Have Some Notes. You can follow it now on your podcatcher of choice or support it by visiting patreon.com/I Have Some Notes. We've come to the dentist weeks.
That's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah, so our son has a slight dental issue.
Yeah.
Which resulted in his needing some dental surgery.
Well,
and braces.
You make it sound very elaborate. He needs a tooth pulled.
And then he's going to need partial braces.
Yes.
And we just spent today doing the medical imaging for the braces, and then we're about to go and get the tooth extracted, and then we have a regular dental visit for just a cleaning, and then he's going to get his braces, and that's just over the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's just one right after the other.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of dentist-y things.
Yeah.
I've had to take our daughter to the dentist twice.
Also that, yeah.
I had to go to the dentist because I chipped a tooth.
And I have a dental appointment at the same time that he does.
Why are we front-loading our year with dentist?
Well, it'll all be done. At the very least. It'll be out of the way. It'll be finished.
That's true. It will all be over with all at once.
Indeed. But, yeah, a lot of trips to the dentist, which wouldn't be so bad if our dentist wasn't, out of town.
Yeah. The dental surgeon is on the other side of the city. Our regular family dentist is just outside the city.
Yep.
And the orthodontist is
also
on the other side of the city.
Yeah.
Good times.
Lots
So
of
much
travel
driving.
for our teeth. But at least our teeth will be healthy.
Yay.
So
important.
That's true. Yep.
We should talk about the book instead.
Indeed.
I guess.
We'll start with a brief recap of our previous chapter, Chapter 4. Ben goes to the bar to attend Adam's gig, and it turns out Adam, incredible singer, sings like an angel. Everybody's super thrilled with the performance, except for Jimmy, who's like, oh, that guy reeks of the weird magic that caused that apartment to go away. And
Adam's
that kind of ruins Ben's night.
Right?
Yeah. So he and Adam have a little bit of a square off, and then Adam's like, can we talk about this somewhere more private? And Ben's like, we'll head back to my place. And that is where they are on their way to, as we get into Chapter 5 of City of Others by Jared Poon. So they have a quiet and awkward trip back to Ben's apartment.
Right? It's that horrible silence because you know something is wrong, but you don't want to talk about it in the car, but you're trapped together.
Yeah.
Like you're just stuck. I'm sure everyone in the whole wide world has experienced this at least once. It's awful, and everyone hates it.
Where you need to talk about something, but neither of you want to talk about it right now.
Yeah, and you're trapped in a car together, which means you can't just leave the room.
Nope.
Yeah, I can only imagine how uncomfortable this was for both of them.
They arrive at Ben's place, and then they are immediately attacked by a monster.
Well, yeah. And it happens very unusually because Ben, catches it out of the corner of his eye in the reflection of the car.
God rolls a 23 on the random encounter table, and a wild wyvern appears in the car park.
So now, instead of getting to have their serious conversation that they need to have, Ben is diving behind pillars for his life and thinking, oh no, I need to protect Adam, who is, innocent in this part.
So we learn a little background about this wyvern, because wyverns are, of course, a very European-style monster. And naturally, they were imported by colonizers.
Of course. And Ben, because he's Ben, cannot help himself but dive into his encyclopedic knowledge of what he knows about this wyvern in order to be able to, do combat here.
He actually says there's nothing more dangerous than a bureaucrat who's given a few moments to think. And that is what he has here. So he kind of runs through what he knows about wyverns. Now, within the City of Others lore, the deus lore. Wyverns actually have a form of invisibility, but it's a weird natural form of invisibility because what they actually do is they stay in your blind spot.
Yeah.
So they don't turn invisible. They just naturally stay in a place where you can't see them.
Right.
Which is weird. And Ben's even like, this shouldn't work, but they somehow make it work.
Yeah. They're magical creatures, so yeah.
Now, the good news is cameras, mirrors, things that reflect, they're not a blind spot.
Nope.
So you can see them indirectly.
Yes.
And so Ben whips out his camera phone and is thus able to see this wyvern who, for all intents and purposes, is wandering around acting like he's still invisible.
Yeah. Well, because he thinks he is?
Yeah.
It thinks it is? I don't know if it's a he or not.
Ben causes a distraction, like pulls off his coat and hucks it into the bushes, and the wyvern's like, huh, and goes after that. And he makes his way over to Adam, who's like, is there a monster?
Yes, there is. And then he sort of holds up his camera, and you can see it, like, stalking them. I'm like, well, that's terrifying. Also, they have to hunt this thing like they hunt a Medusa, right? Like, reflections and angles, and don't look directly at it.
Indeed. Adam's like, okay, so obviously you're very familiar with what's going on here, and we need to have a talk about what you do for work.
This is a relevant conversation that we do not have time for.
Yeah, so how about I go left, you go right, we take this thing. And Ben's like, no, you would be in danger. And Adam's like, I got this, boss. And
yeah, right? He's like, maybe I'll protect you, let's go. And I was like, Adam, you're the best.
And Ben is just like, this guy's the best. Like...
Like if he wasn't smitten before, right?
Ben observes Adam in the course of the ensuing fracas, kind of blinking in a way, where he just sort of like disappears for a little bit and then reappears somewhere else.
Yeah.
And is able to kind of flank and get around the wyvern that way and then like get on his back and start breaking his wings and stuff.
Wrestled it with its wing and kind of, crippled it a little. And
Ben, in the meantime, is stronger than the average bear.
Oh, yes.
Because he has like chi powers.
He's a gardener.
Yeah.
He can like steady his soul, right? He can steel himself.
And so, like, this wyvern at one point bull rushes him, and he just completely no-sells it.
Exactly. He just stands there and sort of braces himself and just withstands.
Yep.
It's very impressive.
And then the fight ends when Adam grabs the wyvern by the neck, and they just both disappear, and then Adam's the only one who comes back. And he's like, took care of the problem.
I'm like, I don't know what happened, but thank you.
Yeah. They take a moment to, like, congratulate each other on a victory.
Yes.
They gain some experience points and then head up to the apartment.
The Final Fantasy victory dance plays.
Yeah, finally have a little chat. Ben's dad pops out just long enough to acknowledge that there's another boy there and is like, you two don't stay up too late, and then goes back to bed.
Very dad thing to do.
And then over some snacks, because Adam finds like a chunk of cheddar to munch on.
He goes into the fridge.
They kind of start talking. And Adam dissembles a bit because he doesn't really want to talk about his business and starts interrogating Ben first and is like, so you fight monsters for a living? And Ben explains, no, that's very tangential to what my actual job
Sometimes I
is.
have to fight monsters. Mostly my job is paperwork.
Yes, and kind of explains that and then is like, okay, but that's not important. What's important is what the heck is up with you?
Yeah, what is happening?
And Adam reveals, number one, he's very new to this other thing. This is something very recent that happened to him.
Yeah, within like the last year, he's discovered.
Yeah. In fact, he's kind of jealous of Ben here. Like, you've been an other since you were a teenager. You're in the scene. He talks about it like it's a subculture, or like he maybe equates it to like the music scene.
Yeah.
In a way, which makes sense because that's kind of where he's coming at it from, right? And is like, okay, so imagine that the universe is an ocean and everything that we can kind of see is just an island in that ocean. But like the iceberg goes down pretty deep, right? There's a lot more to reality than what we just perceive. I can see all that. And also I can go into that.
Yes.
And he calls it diving.
Yeah, he says, I'm a diver.
He can dive into the fathomless space between perception.
Which makes my mind explode. I want more details. I want to know. I want to understand.
Yeah, and obviously he pulled the wyvern down there. Now, we can surmise a few things from this. Number one, it means that Adam's probably not responsible for the wave, the ripple, as he called it, that caused a building to partially disappear the other day.
Mm-hmm. Or even if he is, he probably doesn't realize what he's done. Like,
yeah,
it's certainly not with malice.
Yeah, he's
if
not...
anything, it's accidental.
Yeah, and because he even said, like, oh, the ripple? That's nothing. Don't worry about that.
So he was aware of it, but not really involved,
Yeah.
right?
And he's very aware of it because it has to do with this magic that he's tapped into. Number two, the reason Jimmy got freaked out and was like, oh, that guy is connected is because if Adam's constantly plunging into this nether abyss, he probably reeks of it.
Oh, probably,
Yeah, he has the damp all over him.
Yeah, like if Jimmy can sense it from looking at a map, right? And
Then he can sense...
and Ben could feel it when he was on the spot.
Yeah, then he can definitely sense it from a guy who spends part of the day in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There's a bit of an explanation there. It means that Adam is very likely not a bad guy.
No. And I'm glad our chapter turned that way.
Yeah. Nita, at the beginning, I had read the chapter first, and she opened the first couple pages and read through them and was like, oh, this is really sad. And I said, oh, don't worry, it gets better. And she thought I was being sarcastic.
I did.
So she was
usually are.
Very pleasantly surprised that by the end of the chapter, things are good again.
Yeah, because you were like, oh, it gets better. And I was like, oh, no, what happens? But then it genuinely got better.
Yeah, what happens is that two adults have an adult conversation and things get smoothed over.
Yeah.
The conversation that both of them were dreading to have in the car turned out to not be a big deal.
Yes, once they finally got there.
Because it turns out they were both kind of on the level.
Mm-hmm.
Adam was, I feel, maybe reluctant to talk about something that he didn't think Ben would understand. And Ben was reluctant to talk to Adam about something that he was worried might be work-related and bad.
Yeah.
And then it turns out, maybe not so much.
No, we're all on the same page. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, nothing helps cement a relationship like a life or death situation together.
But yeah, fair.
Right? So the fact that they just fought a wyvern together, right? And having a conversation afterwards must seem that much easier.
Yeah.
Right? Like, hey, we both survived. That's exciting. Let's go talk about some things.
Yeah.
That seems so much easier.
And are quite complimentary to each other in the aftermath as well. Like, oh,
well,
the way you
go
fought
back
that
to being
monster.
All flirty and relationshipy. And
yeah, you fought that monster and you were total badass.
Actually, I believe badass was the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty great. Can we go back and talk about the wyvern for just a second?
Sure.
Like, yes, this crazy thing happened, and then the chapter carries on, but Ben does bring up that there hasn't been a wyvern attack in decades.
Indeed.
And suddenly he's being attacked by a wyvern.
Did that not seem the car park? Yeah.
Did that not seem really sus to you? Like,
it did.
Oh no, something has gone wrong.
Something I believe I even mentioned in a previous chapter is based on Ben's line of work, I don't feel like there's such a thing as coincidences.
Right?
And so it seems very likely that yes, the wyvern attack is not random. It's either something going on with the ripple has riled up the local monster population, or someone deliberately put that wyvern there to get him off the trail. And I did point out there was that person in the tracksuit back at the bar.
Yeah.
And there were all the people in the tracksuits back at the apartment complex that went all wibbly wobbly. So.
Yes, but this was an empty parkade.
Yeah. But the tracksuit person could have sent the wyvern there, is what I'm saying. To get rid of the nosy bureaucrat who's sticking his nose where it shouldn't be.
I mean, maybe I don't have any strong refute.
It's scant evidence.
Very
and
scant.
Indeed, we are fond of irresponsible speculation early in a novel.
That's very true.
I mean, last chapter was like, could Adam be a deep one? Probably not, based on what we've just learned.
Well, now we know he's a diver.
Indeed.
Which is kind of cool. We have a gardener and a diver.
There you go.
Actually, that's what I called my notes. The gardener and the diver. Feels like a really bad romance novel.
But you even thought the wyvern attack was a little sus.
Right? It seemed super sus.
Yeah. So
like, did that not seem weird?
We'll maybe find out a little bit more about it as we move into the next chapter.
I hope so.
Indeed. So you'll want to read up on chapter 6 in time for next week. In the meantime, as always, you can give us a little rating and a review on your podcatcher of choice.
Oh, yes, please. We always like those.
Yeah, you can also reach out to us via social media.
Oh, we love that even more. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Goodreads. And we are at the Read Along on most of those.
Yes, you can also visit our Discord and join that. The link is on all of our socials and also in the show notes.
Yeah, pretty easy to find.
Yeah, you can also send us an email.
Oh, yes, please. You can reach us at thereadalong@gmail.com.
And with that said, as always, we love you very much, and we'll see you next time.
The Gardener and the Diver, a Harlequin romance.
Thank you for joining us on The Read Along with your hosts Anita and Scott C. Bourgeois. All Read Along music is by Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com. Cover art is by Aaron Beaver. You can reach out to us via Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook at The Read Along, join our Discord, or check out our group on Goodreads.com.